Hello Sidewinder families, my name is David Moore, and along with being the boys' physical education teacher here at Desert Shadows, I also serve as our school's athletic director. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short video that will provide some essential information about the middle school festival sports programs. Extracurricular programs are an essential piece of our students' overall growth, and we are proud to provide exciting opportunities for our student athletes here at DSMS. Middle School Festival Sports is designed to allow student athletes of all ability levels to learn, develop skill, and compete in a safe athletic environment. There are no cuts or releases of students from our festival programs. Instead, players will get an opportunity to take part in 16 practices on our campus with well-qualified, properly certified, and passionate coaches in their respective sports. Our first season offers girls softball and boys basketball beginning on September 5th. Next, our co-ed track season begins on November 2nd, followed by our girls volleyball and boys flag football season starting on December 11th. Girls basketball will begin on February 25th, and our final sport, wrestling, begins on April 1st. A list of these sports, their start dates, practice schedules, and games can be found on our school's website under the Athletics tab. Each sport we offer is a $65 participation fee that consists of 16 practices after school from 2:40 to 4:10. Students that do not have PE should bring a combination lock on the first day of their sport, as they will be issued a locker in either the boys' or girls' locker room where they can safely keep all of their belongings during practices. At the conclusion of the 16 practices, each sport culminates with a one-day festival where athletes from the other middle schools in the PVUSD compete against one another. It's important to note that athletes will be placed on appropriate teams and divisions based upon their skill level and experience with that sport. At the conclusion of this festival, there is an AllStar portion to the season that invites back approximately 12 to 15 players who will compete against other middle schools in our district. The AllStar season is an opportunity for selected individuals to form both a 7th and 8th grade team in that sport to compete for approximately 2 to 3 more weeks and play each middle school one time. 7th grade games start at 4:30, while the 8th grade games will begin shortly after the conclusion of the 7th grade game. This additional All-Star season is an extra $25 participation fee for All-Star athletes. One of the best resources for detailed information regarding the festival sports programs is our school's athletics webpage. There, families will find our registration form that will need to be filled out for each festival sport their student chooses to participate in. Registration forms can also be found in the front office as well as the gymnasium. It is important to note that registration forms are due to the front office exactly 1 week before the beginning of each sport. We appreciate your understanding of this date being a firm deadline for the registration process. On our athletics page, you can find the coaches for each sport and their contact information. In the event there is a conflict, concern, or sport-specific question with your student athlete, I would encourage you to reach out to your coach as a first means for resolution. My contact information can also be found there, and I would be more than happy to assist you in any way possible. You may also find a link to our PV Schools Festivals Athletics page, which is another incredible resource for any questions you may have. The most important part of your student's festival experience is their safety. For this reason, the PVUSD has created a student release form for away contests. This comes into play with our track and field program and the All-Star portions of each sport. Anytime we transport our student athletes to another site for athletics, we must have this form on file, which states that the parent or guardian has given prior consent for their student athlete to be driven home by you. Again, this form can be found on our athletics page, the front office, or our gymnasium. I would strongly encourage our student athletes and their families to use our athletics page as a primary resource for information. There you can find up-to-date calendar of practices, games, our no pass, no play policy, frequently asked questions, and our late bus schedule and drop-off locations. The late bus is an option for our students to take home after practices, but please be advised that the locations for drop-off may not be consistent with their typical bus route. As the safety of our students is of the utmost concern, we ask that pickup for students occur at 4:15 in the back parking lot off of Emil Zola. This is the only parking lot that will have coaching supervision for our students during the pickup time, as we assure each student is accounted for. It is for this reason that we truly appreciate your prompt arrival for picking up your student, and I know the coaches' families that are awaiting their arrival home appreciate it as well. I hope you found this video extremely informative and that it answered many of the questions you may have had about our festival program. On behalf of the Desert Shadows Athletic Department, coaches, and support staff, I would like to thank you in advance for our support and participation of our athletic programs.